What's up, everybody? We're here in Boca. Yes, Boca. Of course, not Boca Grande, Boca Raton, which in Spanish means the rat's mouth. Not sure who named this town, but we're here in beautiful Florida in Boca. Feels great to be here. Hey, what's up to my subscribers who live here? We have a lot of subscribers who live here. When I first pulled up here, I was like, well, welcome to Boca, where they haven't decided to burn down their stores. But then I started looking, I see, oh, there's some plywood on the windows over here, and there's a Nordstrom. Yes, actually a Nordstrom here, which unlike the one in Naples, they haven't closed. On the ground here in Boca, I know it's a beautiful city, just like Naples where I live, so I'm really excited to be here to explore Boca. Forgot my mask. Hello. They gave me a mask. That's awesome. These are the ones I wear right here. I wear these Skechers. Only 40 bucks. Okay, so this is Nordstrom Rack. Nordstrom Rack is actually a whole lot cheaper than actual Nordstrom. So the prices in there were actually legitly pretty cool. I paid like $89 on the internet for these. So I would venture to say Nordstrom Rack is actually a cool place to shop. Now we have masks. I had ran out of masks. I have a ski mask, which kind of works but scares people. So we have free masks courtesy of Nordstrom Rack. Thank you so much. Let's go for a tour of Boca. Well, according to Google, this is the hood in Boca. I know it doesn't look like much, but really, Boca is a bubble of wealthy people, and there really aren't that many hoods. This is in fact exactly what the housing authority intended when they built housing for the elderly people. See, here in the United States, most of the elderly housing, grandkids move in, maybe ex-boyfriend moves in. However, here in Boca, exactly what the housing authority intended by creating these low-income housings is the outcome they got. You will not find women working the women's trades, man dealing in man dealings, or any of the other habitual hood stuff. No, this is exactly what the housing authority had in mind of decent living for elderly people. Very disappointing. In 1963, Martin Luther King said his famous words, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." 50 years later, his words still have not come true. I don't think that any law or regulation is able to change what people have in their heart. This is a man that stood for a lot of things, and there's a memorial for him here in Boca. He's a person that changed the world. However, there's still a lot more for the world to change, and what's in people's hearts, it doesn't matter what the government's, what law can you put in place that controls the human mind? culture, this is like this Chevy Caprice. We're here on the east coast of Florida. We're gonna explore this beautiful town. What an amazing place on a beautiful, hot, sunny day to be here in Boca in Florida. Yes, the beautiful Florida town. Just look at this avenue, y'all. This is Boca, Florida, baby. Underneath the palm trees and the hot summer heat of Florida. What an amazing place to be. Yes, love it. This is Florida, y'all. This is Florida. As we drive through the majestic streets of Boca, one can only wonder, why can't every single community be this nice? With a population of about 100,000 people, the weather is usually in the 80s. The elevation is 13 feet above sea level. It's known as having art museums, nature trails, beaches, golf courses, and parks. The city is known for its beauty. 100,000 people in the 561 area code enjoying this beautiful town that is about 86% white, 5% African American, 3% Asian. It's a beautiful town. Homes range from about $340,000. That's about $100,000 more than the average Florida home. Of course, you're getting proximity to Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, Delray, West Palm Beach, Deerfield Beach. Boca is close to Boynton Beach. Boca is also close to Pompano. Not only is the town itself an amazing location, but it's also close to many other amazing locations, explaining the considerably high real estate prices. I've been all over the state of Florida, and I can truly say this is one of the most beautiful towns I've seen in the entire state, and it's definitely a place that is desirable if your wallet can carry the price tag. Undoubtedly, this is now one of my favorite Florida towns, with its majestic royal palm trees, red brick pavers, beautiful weather, beautiful beaches, lots of investment. You'll see beautiful buildings going up. I like how the entire town seems to be well planned out. I like it much more than Naples. The buildings, the structures that are being put in seem to be majestic and elegant. Very large investments in this community. I love the very tall royal palm trees. This is in fact one of the nicest towns in Florida. Now I'm going to be honest, I've been blowing this town off for a while because it is along the east coast of Florida. I assumed that it would be a contrast type of place with wealthy people living in very close proximity to poverty, and I really don't like that. I have nothing against poverty and poor places. In fact, our channel's Florida Hood Blogs, we are all about the beauty of urban settings. However, if you're paying a high price tag, you should expect to be within a very nice area. However, I was really surprised to see that within the city limits of Boca, everything is in fact nice. Now you are within proximity to some very hood areas if you run down to Delray, but what consists of Boca itself, it is in fact a very nice town with every single residential neighborhood being composed of very nice community. We're also going to take a ride through some of these residential communities. I was impressed at the architectural style, which my wife referred to as contemporary modern, which I don't know the names of these designs, but they look very modern. In fact, I like the fact that Boca has started to build houses in a modern style, kind of like what you see in Texas, what you see in California, what you see in Mexico. Beautiful designs of homes. It's not just the downtown districts that are beautiful, but the residential areas are also very charming and very beautiful. Some particular homes left me impressed. As you guys know, I'm a total sucker for architecture and beautiful designs, and this city left me impressed. It's got a very majestic vibe. I love the city, and I look forward to being back one day to enjoy. When there isn't a corona lockdown, I'm going to assume that these streets are packed with many people. The traffic must be horrible here under normal circumstances, but I had the ability to enjoy this town when it was a little bit less crowded, and I still felt a little uncomfortable going into some of the restaurants. The town is beautiful. It has a lot to offer. It's a beautiful place to live, also a beautiful travel destination. All right, everybody, it's time to turn down the compa music from IT and talk a little bit about what we're looking at. We are in Boca. Baby, what street are we on? If you look on maps real quick, let's take a look here. We're on Silver Lane. This is what we call a little finger street. It means it has canals on both sides. It's a dead-end street. The landscaping detail here is immaculate. This has a very nice vibe to it. Seems like there's a lot of full-time residents here. I would just assume that because of the amount of landscaping work and how detailed it is. A lot of places that have a lot of just part-time citizens, people that venture back up north in the summer, you won't find the landscaping work to be as detailed. So the detail in the landscaping on these properties is amazing. I'm really surprised about how beautiful, elegant. Oh, a Cuban, I don't know. Cuban, I don't know. There's a Cuban around here. There had to be a Cuban around here. On this tree, I'm going to zoom in with the other camera. You can see crawling up the tree a Cuban, I don't know. Cuban man. Yes, Cuban I don't know is definitely Cuban man, and it does not belong here. Belongs in the Caribbean islands. It's a very predatory type of lizard. Does a lot of damage to the local bird population. And yes, it is Cuban. All right, guys, we're touring a historic district here in Boca.
Old Floresta.
We're on Hibiscus Street. It's a beautiful little district here. It's not too big. It's nice enough to check it out. It's a beautiful little district. Yo en Cuba era médico. Yo en Cuba era médico. Yo en Cuba era médico. Alright, guys, beautiful district here. Very, very charming. Absolutely beautiful. We're gonna go slow here. We got some pedestrians. We got some kids. We got some dogs on the road. Just a very family type of place. We're gonna go real slow just to show a little bit of respect for everybody outside. This car behind us is not trying to go too slow, so he's kind of... No me estés agitando. A mí no me estés agitando, porque yo en Cuba era médico. Paloma Avenue. Paloma is Spanish for pigeon. And Azalea Street. Paloma, Spanish for pigeon. Car that was he's gonna follow me. You know, he can pass me if he wants to. I'm not gonna rush because he's in a rush. Go this way now. Lots of people out and about walking their dogs. It's that time of day. It's finally not really cooled down yet, but there's so much shade and there's so many trees in this neighborhood. There's so much shade, so many trees. Now you can definitely see why people are going for walks here. The entire neighborhood is covered in trees. There's lots of shade. About 90% of the road is covered by shade. Very shady place. Not like Shady Hills. That's shady for a different reason. It's very hard to tell how many of these homes are actually historic. How many are newer? According to the map here, it says it's a historic district. I'm really struggling to see what's historic here. I don't know. This style of home is very difficult to tell whether it's actually historic or if it's a remodel or a newer construction. Now the road here is very thin. We're talking, my truck can barely fit down this road. We have some Alabama and Georgia Bulldogs fans. Another beautiful area of the country is Georgia and Alabama. Some of these homes, it's really hard to tell if they're an authentic historic home or if they're a periwinkle. We're on periwinkle. What a weird word, periwinkle. It sounds perverted and nasty and strange. I don't like this house. They went for a modern look, and I think they went with a metallic modern look. Notice the ficus edge. Beautiful, beautiful gardening work. Nice community here. Wait, can you see what houses are going for out here on the internet for us? Just out of curiosity. We haven't found one we like yet. If we see one we like, we'll pay cash.
What's that?
Yeah. Notice this one's got real limestone. I don't know why they painted it.
380 and up.
380 and up, really?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's gotta be more than that. Right here in this area?
Yep.
Oh,
380 and up.
Wow, that sounds hard to believe. I'd think it'd be at least $500,000 and up. Is it really that much?
Yeah, 380 and up.
Oh, you would think it'd be more. You'd think it'd be what? Really?
Yeah,
In this district?
Yeah, 380 and up.
Wow. See, in Naples, a neighborhood like this would bring you into the 700.
The house size.
Yeah, size of the house. $500,000 and up. Actually, even off of Palm River in Naples or Willoughby Acres, it's not this nice, and houses get into the $500,000, $600,000.
Well, there are some in the millions, but
Oh, of course, yeah.
it just depends on house size.
But right in this district?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Seems hard to believe. I think Naples is really overrated. The same thing can be said about Miami. Here's one right here. Well, this is a nice district. It's kind of hard to understand why it's referred to as a historic district, and it's actually hard to make out the historic homes because they've kind of incorporated the newer homes into the older designs. So I'm really questioning to what degree this is a historic district. If you didn't tell me it was a historic district, I wouldn't really know. You'd have to tell me to know. Yeah, buddy. Lots of newer homes being built. As you can see, everybody's just chilling, going for their bike rides. Beautiful neighborhood. Tropical oasis. Lots of mango trees. I noticed on the main strip when we drove into this neighborhood that the main road is actually I'm still struggling to find the historic in this neighborhood. I expected more historic homes. There's a lot of newer homes for sure. Same person as earlier that was rushing us. Have a little bit of aluminum. Is that aluminum? I'd pick it up, but we're driving 80 miles an hour. Back home. I don't want to have stuff flying on the highway.
Nope. Not worth it.
Not worth it. Avocado tree. Beautiful avocado tree. Oh, I love the old school Benzes. Nothing like an old school Benz. They're better than the new ones for sure. You can just make out the hospital. Hospitals are very good additions to neighborhoods. Always your professional people like doctors and everybody else who works in hospitals, they're always going to want to be near the hospital. So having a large hospital nearby is usually a great addition to the real estate of a neighborhood, since there's always a need for people to live near a hospital. Beautiful neighborhood. Alfa Romeo. I've seen a few over here. You don't see too many Alfas in Naples. Alfa Romeo is an Italian company. They make a very good car. However, I think their introduction into the United States has been met with a horrible timing, I guess. And also their prices are a little steep. Nonetheless, a very sharp looking vehicle of Italian fabrication. There's a lot of Alfa Romeos from the 80s in the United States as well. They're usually red, sporty little cars. The new ones are a lot bigger. I like the way they look. I'm gonna guess that maintenance could be quite the hassle on a vehicle that has just a small production run, and being Italian and all. Kind of like Maseratis. Kind of affordable cars. I'm gonna let this SUV pass us. Might have somewhere to go.
There's a poodle over there.
Poodle.
Yeah.
Medium well, please. Alright, I don't know if we've been down the street yet. Have we? Not sure. It all looks the same. St. Andrews Seniors. Seems like the students around here go to private schools. I was once recommended for a private school, but I had more of a boot camp team going on. It's kind of one of those. The principal called me up. He said, "Jose, you're going to a special school." And I said, "Is it a charter school, Mr. Principal?" He said, "No, it's more like a boot camp type of school." And he said only a select amount of students are actually recommended for the school. And first I thought it was a nice school, and then I went there and realized they pretty much beat you with batons all day. And I was like, yeah, this really isn't my cup of tea. Apparently it wasn't the excursion. I was going in a beautiful little neighborhood. Not sure we got carried away with the conversation there. I should have known when they gave me a pair of military boots that something wasn't right about the school they were sending me to. I had really high aspirations for higher learning. This one could be a historic home. I'm just gonna have to start going by the age of the trees here, because is it a real historic home or is it a newer home built to look like a historic home? It's very hard to tell. Alright guys, that terminates our trip of a historic district in Boca. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe to Florida Hood Blogs. Lamborghini SUV. I've seen several. That seems to be a popular mode of transportation here. A lot of older houses, well built though, these homes. Other than the roofs, that's kind of where they fell with these houses. There you go. How do you turn the air conditioner on in a GMC truck? You kick a cable that hangs over the passenger side foot. Very. Yeah, sometimes it shocks the passenger, so if you don't like your passenger, just have them turn the air conditioner on and off a few times, and they will not like you. Most vehicles, there's a button for the air conditioner in this 2004 GMC. There's a ball of cables that hangs down from the passenger side. Just ask your passenger, kick that for me real quick. And it's just like that. The air conditioner is on. Land Cruiser.
Oh, look at cute little duck.
They must taste good. You ever try cooking one of those for me?
That's horrible.
What's wrong? They don't taste good?
It's cute. Why would you kill it?
A lot of cute things taste like veal. You know, veal is like a baby cow, right?
I don't eat veal.
I don't eat veal either, but it's not because I'm not a jerk. It's because I can't afford it. The jerk side of me is like, okay, these two cars are reminiscent of a particular. Oh, they have a canal in the back. Can't beat that. That house has two really old cars. I love the baby blue. Nice touch. really like the design of many of the houses here. It's a more modern type of design. They're really trying to switch up the designs. A lot of parts of Florida have stayed to this style right here, the red roofs, the red brick roofs. And let me just, we have a car trying to rush around us here, though it's a dead-end street. And I'm sure if I delay her for 3 seconds, it could be a huge inconvenience. All right. So this is the typical Florida home design, which is really being phased out in this part of Florida. People are really going for that new modern style. Many of the houses that are being built here are already that new style. Switching it up, keeping it modern. Beautiful tropical settings here in Boca. The proper name is Boca Raton, but most people just refer to it simply as Boca, which is Spanish for mouth, and Raton, which is Spanish for rat. Not sure how this town got that name. If somebody knows how it obtained just an interesting name, please feel free to comment. This is a more common Florida style home here. Red roof tile, the ugly beiges, and the unsettling landscaping work. Here's a more modern design. You'll find this throughout Florida, Texas, Mexico. Very popular design in Mexico. It's a good thing that it's starting to catch on here in Florida. Here we have some more beautiful homes. I have noticed that the designs here, the designers in Boca, are a little bit more progressive than in other parts. Love this house, very simple. It's an older home, but it's got a lot of charm. It's got that beach feel, lots of whites, very modern style as well. Grays and whites becoming very popular now, as the old reds and beiges being phased out. Love the very light blue teal, very light colors they've gone with here. Notice the 3-color Florida license plate. Mangoes! We have mango trees. Beautifully landscaped homes. Absolutely stunning detail of the landscaping work here in Boca. Love what I see so far. All these homes have canals in the back. Means they're going to be at a premium when it comes to real estate prices. I really like what I see here in Boca. This is an older home, but they've done a modern remodel. Notice the pavers are very shiny, grays and whites and blacks. They've definitely stepped up the curb appeal here. Beautiful homes. I love how notice how the shiny pavers are very popular here. Beautiful homes. Some of these are from the 80s, you can tell. They're older homes, maybe 80s, maybe late 70s, but nonetheless beautiful. It's a very generous, wide roundabout here. It's an interesting detail, how wide this roundabout is. Usually they make them very small to save land for the houses. However, there's a house that needs a little bit of work. Make a nice little project for somebody. The 3 houses here at the end of this roundabout are absolutely spectacular. In fact, just that RV they have parked in front of that house is worth more than the average home itself. Modern design here. Love it. Reminds me of Cancun in Mexico, without the missing guy's head and all that. Absolutely stunning beauty in the landscaping work. Love it. So far, this tour has really impressed me. The real estate out here is absolutely gorgeous. Nice beach vibes. The traffic is light, but of course we are in the middle of the corona. This could definitely change in the coming hopefully things go back to normal for people and we can have more traffic, which is really what the people here in Florida are asking me for. Jose, we want more traffic. We miss being in traffic jams. and we want our old traffic jams back. Absolutely stunning homes here. The properties here are stunning, just absolutely beautiful. See where it says South Beach? Delete the current route and add that as a new route.
You don't want to eat?
Let's go there real quick. We don't want to overdo the video either. We want to keep it within a reasonable time frame. So, hello. Beautiful homes again. It's just absolutely stunning. Lots of work. We'll eat baby, but there's something nicer to eat on that way. Is it nearby?
Yeah, it's really cheap. It's good prices.
Right. We'll go there, and then from there we'll go eat, alright? Absolutely stunning. Look at this home. It's just absolutely stunningly beautiful. I'm really amazed at how beautiful, well kept and beautiful everything is here. You won't find a beer bottle on the ground, or a you won't find a jarrito on the ground around here. ¿Qué pasa, chico?
¿Qué pasa?
¿Qué vuelta, mi hermano? Yes, it did. He recognized that I was a Cuban and he threw a Cuban accent at me. Not bad. Not bad at all. We have two antique cars hiding here. One looks like a Cadillac, the other one could be a Mustang. I'm not really sure. There's no jarritos on the ground. No unsightly graffiti. Just beautiful beach homes. Palm trees, coconut trees. Even the older houses have that charm, that nostalgic appeal to them. Tremenda casa city. Sorry, look at this one here, guys. I don't know what this style of home is called. If there's an expert on architecture in this apartment. Modern contemporary, according to Katie. We have an expert on the line, Catherine. What's it called? Modern contemporary?
I think so.
I don't know anything. If there's some architects here in the group, I like to admire. I'm not an expert. I'm just an admirer.
I like it better than Naples.
You liked Denellen more than Naples, so that's not a very accurate.
Well, I like everything more than Naples.
Yeah.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn
But
left
Naples
onto
hasn't
Blades
been
Road.
so bad since Corona, but
Yeah.
it's still bad.
Yeah, I think this whole Corona thing has reshaped my opinion of Naples, my hometown. I think I have more of appreciation. For example, I even here in Boca, I did notice that some of the businesses were boarded up, which would indicate that they were victimized by looters. I didn't see anything really victimized. There was no looting in Naples so far. Yeah,
No one looted.
there really isn't. So I've have a deeper appreciation for Naples now. We've gone through all this, but we'll get into that in a different video.